Coen and his 2-1 Jacksonville Jaguars head out west to Levi Stadium to face Kyle Shanahan and his 3-0 San Francisco 49ers. Got to give Coen all of the credit. This team has won games and they have looked pretty good so far to start the season. Impressed with the way that they gave CJ Stroud a ton of trouble last week. Say what you want about Trevor Lawrence and how you would like his play to be elevated, been in the league long enough. He still has a 2-1 record. Let's go to the San Francisco 49ers because injuries have completely affected this team. Nick Bosa out for the season hurts more than just about anything possible. Brandon Ayuk, John Lynch said, and I'm recording this video on Thursday, that he's not anywhere close to coming back. Soon here, looks like maybe a December return, potentially. Brock Purdy, as of right now, is slated to start. I gotta be upfront about this. When you're making a preview video and you don't fully have the status, you gotta come out and make a prediction and say someone's going to play with what everything is trending like that. Looks like Brock Purdy's going to play. We're going to make this breakdown based on Purdy being the quarterback for them. Now, Brock Purdy, what element does he bring into this offense that Mac Jones wouldn't? It's comfortability with Kyle Shanahan. It's the rapport with the wide receivers. Now, Juwan Jennings, he has a status that's unknown so far, been a good wideout for them. He has Christian McCaffrey in the backfield, one of course, the best wide receivers in the NFL when healthy, and he sure is. Got him on one of my fantasy teams. Took a gamble, and so far it's paying off. Him out of the backfield, catching it, as well as running it. Now, the run game numbers have not quite been there. He has not really hit the hole and come out the gate storming the way you would have liked, but he's had a ton of receptions, been incredibly effective. So far on the year, under 3.5 yards a carry, it's been Brian Robinson who's had just a little bit more success toting it. Certainly nice for McCaffrey to have another guy to give him a chance to be on the sidelines, get a little bit of a respite and head out there. Now, Fred Warner, the middle of that defense for San Francisco, that's a healthy guy. He's flying around like the best linebacker in football still. Not too shabby, though, is Aluakon for Jacksonville, one of the most overlooked players in the NFL, along with his teammate, Travon Walker. All I hear about when you look at the edge rusher, the best defensive players at that position, is Aiden Hutchinson, how the Travon Walker's had 10 sacks the last 2 seasons. He's developed very nicely into one of the premier edge rushers in the position. That's a tough cover. That's a tough guy that you have to circle if you're Kyle Shanahan game planning for that Jacksonville defense. It's a tough unit. Travis Hunter continuing to show. I didn't like the call against the Bengals just as much as you probably didn't for Jacksonville fans, but getting Travis Hunter involved on both sides of the ball. Offensively, the spark hasn't quite happened yet, but it's tough as a rookie getting that time, familiarity with the speed, the physicality of the game. A different guy in Brian Thomas who struggled. All of that talk about him once again. Now, he's dropped these passes. We saw the drop again last week, but how does he respond? A massive catch in that game, goes for 40 yards, a completion, good ball from Trevor Lawrence. He hits the sideline and gashes the Houston Texan defense. Remember, that's a unit that is one of the best in football. Now, I have to say here that I have sort of a lean for the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game on the road. San Francisco's a decent favorite in it, and for good reason. Offensively, they're currently 7th in yards, right around where you expect them to be. But the points, they haven't been scoring points at the number that you would like as a fan. Whereas Jacksonville, their offense, despite Trevor Lawrence turning the football over, they've ran the football very well. Travis Etienne's been awesome, 8th in yards right now and 14th in the league in scoring points. So that affects to Trevor Lawrence. Take care of the football. Be a little bit more methodical. I know the shot plays there, but there's been a couple of throws this season that make you scratch your head and say, dude, it's time to take that leap, making throws that we just can't be making anymore. But what has helped them out, like in that game against the Carolina Panthers, the defense. Top 10 in the league so far in yards that they have allowed. Very good last week against a struggling Houston Texans team that still cannot run the football, and they have nothing else going for them except for Nico Collins at wide receiver. And this team, they've only allowed, right, they're 7th in the league currently in defensive points allowed. That is really good. This is a good Jacksonville defense. I know the storyline will all be about Nick Bosa and the injuries and the players that San Francisco has lost in recent memory, such as Eric Armstead, who played in 2 Super Bowls, right, for the 49ers. He's now a Jacksonville Jaguar. Didn't quite have the production Jaguar fans wanted, but still a monster in the middle. He says hello to his former team, and the acquisition, though, for San Francisco, a guy that they've brought in after losing an Armstead, after losing a DeForest Buckner years ago, that was already now, and Bosa for the season. It's been nice that Bryce Huff has been a good player. They need him to be a foundational edge player for that defense. If he doesn't become a star in this squad, they really don't have the depth up front that will be necessary for them to be, I don't think, hang with that Jacksonville passing attack and an offensive run game that has not been getting the credit. Look, I follow this stuff so much and very often here, and this is a Jaguar team that has really not been talked about in the ability to run the football well. Complimentary. Travis Etienne, about 6 yards a carry so far on the season. They've had the balance with Bracial Tootin. The status for Tootin currently is unknown. I don't know if he's going to be playing on Sunday, so that's up in the air. It would be great. This was the guy that was dynamic. He's a very explosive player in college. Had a lot of fun watching him in his college tape. I mean, this is a type of player out of the backfield that was so explosive for Virginia Tech, and 4th rounder. I was thinking he might have been up there right in the 3rd round, around where Caleb Johnson might have been taken, but people were more on the Cam Scadaboo. I thought that the explosive nature of him translates to the National Football League. Let's go back to Christian McCaffrey, because that's a tough cover for Liam Coen in this game, having to be able to have that assignment quite often. I'm looking forward to seeing him go out there and do it. Not many guys can cover this guy, whether it be an angle route, whether it be a wheel route, whether he's split out wide and he's able to run just about any of the routes on the route tree. It's a very rare talent and ability to see from a running back, and that's a player that can have a large impact. Now, the defense and what they run, Robert Saleh's got his 4-3 back, his foundational stuff that he had done pretty well at the New York Jets. You see a bit of a surge currently in the San Francisco 49ers and what they've looked like as a defense. It all looks about right. 4th in yards, 3rd in points allowed. This defense has come together once again, just how they were spectacular when Robert Saleh was there for the San Francisco 49ers a couple of seasons ago, getting to the Super Bowl, falling up a little bit short against the Kansas City Chiefs. But again, I got to tell you, I'm going to say it. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars lose this game. The impact of a Nick Bosa, all the talk about sacks as a defensive edge player stat, it's about the run game. Nick Bosa is an irreplaceable player on that front for San Francisco and his ability stopping the run. I'm looking at Mykel Williams now in a guy that needs to step up for them. They took him 11th overall out of Georgia. It seems like every team's got a Georgia Bulldog. Him and Travon Walker, they'll have some fun at the end of this game talking. Maybe they'll do a jersey club after it. But 2 really talented players, and Mykel Williams, like this guy has to show up. He needs to be that factor. You take a 1st rounder on a player like that, he needs to have an impact and go out there and find a way to get in the starting rotation, not just that, and at some point become a star for San Francisco. I just like the weapons that Jacksonville has, the speed on the outside and the way that they'll be able to stretch the field. Of course, Trevor Lawrence possesses the arm to do that in a way that Brock Purdy is more about anticipation, timing with his routes. Trevor Lawrence can get out of trouble just because he has one of those special arms. It's just the accuracy, it's the decision making that really makes you scratch your head sometimes. So I gotta say, I've got the Jacksonville Jaguars coming out with a win, 23-20 in this one on the road. Levi Stadium will be going crazy. Afternoon game there in Santa Clara. I'm excited for this one. I'm an LA guy, so I follow the San Francisco 49ers quite a bit. We'll probably be getting up there for a game maybe later on in the season. Hopefully that this team is able to stay consistent. It just hurts that all these injuries have to be such a factor, and it's just the war of attrition throughout the season and the potential, the ceiling of what San Francisco can be and what's already a very tough division and what it looks like in a conference that has a ton of really good talent. I feel for that team. I feel for US fans, but look, 3-0 right now. No one's feeling sorry for you. What's your response? I'm picking against you. I'm taking the Jaguars. How do you respond to that? It proved me wrong. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of this game. Who comes out with the win? Whether it be the Jaguars, you thinking that they win like I do, or San Francisco proving me wrong. Let me know all that stuff down below. If you have not already, please subscribe for more football videos in the future. I make college NFL content every day. So excited to continue working to build this community out of passionate football fans just like you. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Appreciate it.